Hello from very sunny, very toasty, very crispy Central Portugal. The weather has definitely taken a turn towards the hot. I think today is going to be 40 degrees and that's no joke. And so I've been working really hard on some things around the pool. I do some pointing, I finally get a cover on this thing, and I get started on a step. And these seemingly small jobs have made a huge difference to the pool area, and I'm excited to show you. But before I get into the video, a few people in the comments of my last video reminded me that I forgot to put a link to my Amazon wish list. So for anyone interested in that, I've got a link below in the description. But let's just get into this video. I get a lot done and I'm excited to share. So enjoy it, and I'll see you again at the end. It's a gorgeous evening. The temperature has cooled down. It's about 6:30, and normally I wouldn't work this late, but I left a hose on yesterday and the water tank is empty, and so I'm taking advantage of having it empty so I can get in there and do some pointing on the walls beside the pool and the spring. So let's just get into the tank. Everything's set up. I'll grab some lime up here, head down there, and just get going on the wall. Okay, I got a whole bunch of stuff done in a couple of hours. It wasn't just pointing, I also had to find stones to pack them in, so that took a little bit of extra time as well, but I'm really happy with the seemingly slow progress, but it's really enjoyable. I just love pointing, and it was a beautiful evening, and I've got all my tools washed. I'm gonna try to get out of here, second attempt, with one hand holding the camera, because I want to go over and say hello to this little guy. Hello. I feel like we haven't seen you in a video in a little while. But he's just been chilling here with me and enjoying this lovely evening as well, watching me work. It's such a gorgeous night. I should really work in the evening more often, but usually I'm quite tired and switch over to video editing work, so it could be wise to do the editing in the hot part of the day and try to find the energy to come down in the evenings and do light tasks like pointing. It's not that labor intensive, and I actually do really enjoy it. So it's been a lovely evening and a really productive day overall, and I am excited to have a shower and have an early night, but I'm happy I persevered and kept going today. So I've got to head down to the bottom terrace, turn off the tap, and that's going to allow the tank to start refilling. I did do some work on the front of the tank this morning, and you can see that in this video up here. So today is a continuation of that work, and it's time to refill the tank. And tomorrow I'm gonna continue on with lots of little jobs that I've been meaning to do for a very, very long time. I'm just really trying to wrap everything up, get everything tidy around my land, and clear my schedule so that I can really dive in headfirst to this tool shed. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully bright and early, for a full day of work. It's a beautiful morning and I'm up early, and that's because I have to use the wacky brush on the pointing I did yesterday. And the wacky brush is quite time sensitive. You have to get the lime while it's just the right amount of softness. So you can see in here, the tank is filled up about 15 centimeters maybe. So I'm gonna be going in there and giving that stuff a whack. Woo, that's cold, but nice little wake-up call on this early morning. Don't want to whack too hard in some areas because you can see the stone is a little loose, so I'll be a bit more gentle there. I believe the official term for the wacky brush, if you're someone that does this as a professional, is a churning brush, but that's just way less fun. And the point of the churning brush / wacky brush process is to push the lime further into the cracks. And while you do that, the stuff on the edges, on the stones, usually flies off. And it also gives it a nice even finish. It's still pretty stipply, and that's when you come back with a paintbrush and finish it off. So that is definitely very, very satisfying work. I love pointing so much, and it's really nice to see this section of the tank getting a little bit more and more complete each time I do it. I probably won't do any more pointing for a while because I don't anticipate accidentally leaving the hose on, and I don't usually like to empty the tank in the summer because water can be scarce. So it's looking good. I'm really happy with this. It's a nice start to my morning. But my morning hasn't really begun until I've had coffee. So I don't know what I have planned yet for today's work, but I'll see you again once I've drunk some coffee and I'm ready to go. It's a new day. I'm really happy with how the pointing turned out, and I'm sitting in the empty swimming pool because I think it's about time that I make a cover for this thing. Cleaning a swimming pool repeatedly is not how I want to spend my time, and making a cover will solve that problem. So I've got a couple of long pieces of pine that I harvested from Sancho's forest a while ago. I'm going to use that to try to make some kind of a frame. I have an old sail that I'm going to use as the cover. And so I emptied the swimming pool to make it much easier to work down here. I'd also like to put a step up to the deck that's not quite as treacherous. So I've got a big day ahead. It's going to be a hot one, and I know later on today I'll be very happy to have this pool refilled and hopefully sorted out for the rest of the season. So I've got lots to do. Let's see if I can get most of this done before it gets super hot. So I've taken a short break, met some friends for a cold drink and an ice cream at the cafe, had a siesta, tried to cool down, tried to let the camera cool down, and I had a little flurry of work just now where I've chiseled out some joints and put a screw in to 2 corners so I can loosely hold the frame in place while I finish it off. So I've notched out everything except for this one here. And my plan now is to finish this up, get everything loosely joined together, and get the canvas on top. So I'm not completely sure that my swimming pool area makes the best workshop, but it's not the worst workshop either, so I managed to get this done in sort of a dubious setup, making a mess as I go, but it's nice and shady down here. At least it was until very recently. And I'm doing what I can to beat the heat. So I'm going to finish this joint off using my trusty Japanese saw, my chisels, and then I'm going in the spring for a splash. Okay, that'll do. This thing doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to fit together nice and snugly. So let's get this thing together, see if the canvas fits, and then I'm going to put in some diagonal bracing and call this job done. This little guy has the right idea for today. Hi, sleepyhead. How is it down there? Yeah. Looks like a good spot to me. Sorry to disturb you. I've got to go back to work. I just wanted to say hello. I've come for the canvas. So I'm going to see if I can staple this on to the frame I made, and hopefully this will be my pool cover. Moment of truth. Possibly should have measured this to be more exact as I was building the frame, or before I built the frame, but I think it's going to be okay. And I can make adjustments if it's not. I think this requires a staple gun. So that's really annoying. It's a little bit too long this away. So I'm going to make adjustments, put the bracing on, and get this thing finished because it's really hot and I just need to get this done. So you're gonna see me again when this pool finally has a completed cover. It's the next day. I completely lost steam yesterday, gave up, and got up early this morning to get back to work. As you can see, it's a gorgeous day. Maybe you can hear the pool filling up behind me because everything's ready to go. But before I do, I just wanted to explain my pool system a little bit. Underneath here, there is a tap. So when the pool needs to be emptied, all I need to do is open this tap to the smaller hose here, and this pipe runs across the bottom of the tank all the way over to the bottom of the swimming pool. And so that means I can bypass the main tank, drain the water out through the garden and down to a spot near the compost, which I'm going to show you now because there's something very interesting happening down there. The pool water does have a bit of chlorine in it, but it's just a little bit, and from what I have read, having that water go into the land is fine. And basically it just dumps out to an area next to my compost bins. And that area, which is just right over there, has been invaded by a monster squash plant, and obviously the grass is incredibly thick, so this needs some serious trimming attention. But I just wanted to show you guys something exciting lurking in here somewhere. Where are you, little squash? Here it is. So I've got this guy. I don't know what kind it is. I'm hoping butternut squash, but squashes have a way of crossbreeding, and you never know what you're gonna get sometimes. So I'm just gonna leave this here. It seems to wanna be here. It's thriving, so it can live on for the foreseeable future. But that's enough talk about the mystery squash because I wanna show you the pool. I've been working hard on it. I got up really early this morning because today is what the weather experts would call hot as balls, and it's only 10 in the morning and it's already insane. It's gonna go up to 40 degrees today, and if I'm gonna survive that, I need to be in this swimming pool. So I lost steam last night. I worked for as long as I could and gave up. You just start making mistakes after a while and just get really tired. So I called it quits at about 7, and I was up again and out working at about 7 in the morning. And I'm really happy with what I got done. I finished the cover, I got started on the step, and let's not talk about it. Let me just show you. Sinead had a gravel delivery recently, and there's a big pile down at her place. So I was wheelbarrowing loads of gravel up from hers. Uphill wheelbarrowing of gravel is not my favorite task, but I got most of it done before it got too hot. I've been embedding some of the leftover concrete into there, so I need less gravel, and I basically made a step to make it easier to access the pool without walking on the edge of the pool. So previously, I'd balance on here, hop over to there, and now I can just go onto here and up to here. The important thing being that there is still a tripping hazard because, you know, why make it completely safe? So I've made my pool cover. This thing can live on there. Hopefully it doesn't blow away. And, you know, I probably could have measured better. Even though I adjusted the size of the frame, I still have this little gap, but I'm gonna say it was on purpose because now it can act as a handle. So I've got this. It's reasonably sturdy. I might put another brace in across the middle, but it'll do the trick, I think. And the pool's filling up. Oh, the pool hose has fallen out. I think I'm just gonna hop right in here, give my feet a nice little soak because, very cold, as I mentioned. The water's cold, but the temperature outside is very hot already, so it feels good. So in you go, little hose. And this pool should take, I don't really remember, should take around 3 or so hours to fill up from here. It's not the fastest pump, but it does the trick. So I'm very pleased with what I've got done. I'm very pleased to have a cover on this thing, and I can't wait to get in there. So this video has been a fun one for me. It's been a flurry of activity with jobs around the pool, and I'm gonna be spending a lot of time in here, so I'm happy I've gotten these small things done. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please give the video a like, share it around, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.